Hi, everyone. Good morning. Let me quickly share my screen. Are you able to see my screen, everyone? Can anyone acknowledge about it? Am I audible? Okay. So, very good morning, uh, everyone. So, this is Mohan Krishna. So, I'm the trainer for this session, Python Full Stack Development with AI. Okay. So, here, as you got my screen, so what are we going to learn here? So, that is what the important thing. So, here we are going to learn about the Python. So first of all, what is Python? So we need to have to understand what is Python, right? Anyone, do you have any other idea about Python? You can type over there, the chat window, what is Python and why we use Python. Any idea about it? No? Okay, no problem. So whenever we are talking about any programming language, so what is programming language? It is high level programming language. Okay, so what is a programming language? So Python is one of the most popular programming language because of its simple syntax and wide range of applications. So which we will be calling it as a differently with high level programming language as well. So what we can do with this Python? So Python is a programming language. Programming language means we can do the programs like a web applications, any data science integrations, artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation, cloud computing, all this sectors will be Python is used integrally inside it. Okay, so what we can achieve is like by using the Python, we can have the more integrations and more implementations inside your programming language using your Python. So Python is just basically a programming language and it is having very simple syntax comparatively with other programming languages like Java and .NET and all. So Python will be having a simple syntax and we will be making use of the simple syntax to define the programs and where in which we are targeting to develop a full stack development. What is full stack development? Full stack development is nothing but the web development. So here we are targeting the web development course and which is useful for your career to enhance your career on the web applications development. Okay. So firstly, like what are all the applications of the Python? So from Python, what we can do? So Python, we can do the web development, as I mentioned, and also Python can be useful to make use of your data science and artificial intelligence with machine learning and any automations we can, if we want to do, we can do it with Python. And also nowadays, like cloud computing is very important and where we are making use of our computing the programs inside the cloud. So cloud computing also to achieve the cloud computing, we'll be targeting the Python language very much. And also Python is useful with cyber security applications and also desktop applications. So a programming language can be useful to make use of the desktop applications as well as the web applications. What is the difference between desktop applications and web applications? So desktop applications are those which are available at your system level. So those are called desktop applications. And what is web applications? Web applications are those which are which are able to access in the browser. So with the help of the browser, we can make use of it. Okay. So what are all the other tools? And also this is the roadmap, simple roadmap of what the Python we will be teaching over here in the sessions. We are targeting to make use of the foundation level with the Python. If you can see here, the Python programming with we will be starting with the foundation level, very basic level about the Python fundamentals and OOPS concepts. So what is OOPS concepts? Anything if you know about it, if I'm raising a question, please to post out the chat window. We'll interact like this, or else the session will be like quite I am giving something and you're taking something, right? So whatever I'm just asking you the question, I'll be wait for you to for your answers, so that it will be like we'll make it as interactive session. Okay, so let me know. So what is OOP concepts and all? What do you know about OOP? OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming, right? Anyone knows about it? What is OOPS? You can type out the chat window and you can send your response. What is OOP? If you don't know about it, you just simply type don't know or no. We use Java and depending on the object of the function, we work on it. But here, the same thing. Java is a programming language. Python is a programming language. Here we are targeting to learn Python programming. So whatever the object-oriented concepts we will be using inside your Java programming, we do learn here with the Python and we do apply over here in the Python. Same thing, everything will be the same, whatever the OOPS concepts and the concepts behind. I'm sorry. Okay, am I audible clearly to everyone? Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So, whatever the concepts, OOPS concepts in Java and Python are almost the same. Only the why I have mentioned it as almost same means syntactical differences will be there for your program to programming language to programming language. So Java will be having one typical kind of syntactical implementation, and Python will be having the similar kind of, same, but it follows more into the indentation, right? So in that, OOPS concepts will be having object-oriented features like encapsulation, extraction, and inheritance, polymorphism. All those things will be covered over here in the after the fundamentals. And then we will be talking about the modules and packages and how do we handle the exceptions and how do we work with the files and how do we maintain this data structures with our Python programming, and we do learn with the regular expressions as well. Okay, so after that, like we do have to understand about the data. I mean, these are all the foundation level concepts, which is like what is database, what is we'll be having SQL and non-SQL databases. What is SQL and what is non-SQL? SQL means structured query language, where it will be useful for the most of the databases available. So SQL databases store the data, and it will be retrieved by using the SQL query. And we'll be having other databases like other type of databases like MongoDB and all. So this is MongoDB is a document-based database, like where we can store the data inside a document and a collection, and we'll be having a cloud basis cloud databases and all. So cloud databases, it will be targeting to save it in that cloud, and we'll be getting that. And even we will be making use of some basic CRUD operations, how to do with the CRUD operations and all. What is a CRUD operation? So for any application, if you are targeting to create the data, read the data, update the data, and delete the data. So if you perform these four operations in for any programming language, that will be a full stack programming. So CRUD operations is very much important for that. And we need to have to understand about ORM concepts, data modeling, and all. So these are all the basic concepts at the basic level we do cover. And then we will be starting with the backend development with Django. What is the Django? Okay, so let me brief about a few of the tools. So what we will be making use for the Python. So Python provides a rich ecosystem of the tools. So what I do is like I will open a notepad for you and I will brief about few things. Okay. So Python provides a rich ecosystem of the tools, frameworks, IDEs, libraries, package managers, testing frameworks, AI frameworks, and deployment tools. Okay, in that development tools, we do have PyCharm. So what is the developers? These tools help the developers to write, debug, and execute the Python programs. For that, we will be making use of the PyCharm. So this is the developed by JetBrains. Okay. And this will be having, it is an integrated development environment where it will be used for the web development and enterprise applications. But most of, in current era, will be targeting this tool, which is Visual Studio Code from Microsoft. Okay, so this is very popular and lightweight editor from Microsoft. Installation is very easy and you can configure anything in our development. If you target any programming language, Visual Studio Code will be there. So this is very popular lightweight editor from Microsoft and it will be having features will be like extensions, debugging, Git integration and Jupyter support and it will be everything, it will be there. And another development tool is like Jupyter. So Jupyter Notebook. So this is interactive coding environment where it will be. So this Jupyter will be targeting for machine learning, AI research, and data science. So we'll be making use of that. And for the distribution, for scientific computing, we will be using the Anaconda. So this is another development tool. So where this Anaconda includes the Jupyter Notebook and Spider IDE, NumPy, Pandas, all those things. Okay. And these are all the development tools which is available. And mostly we are targeting this one. So this one we will be preferring to use for our front-end development. Full stack development. Okay. You got it right? So what are all the development tools available with Python and what we are preferring now in this, training program? You understand this point? Could you please give me a thumbs up if you understood? You understand, right? So everyone, please do acknowledge. How about others? You got it? So we need to have to install the Visual Studio Code for our programming and we will be making use of it. And in the Python, like we will be having the package management tools. Okay, so package management tools will be having PIP. PIP is the package install packager. Python install package. So which is like we'll be making use of this to install any packages. So for example, if you want to install the NumPy and if you want to install any other thing, we'll be making use of this one. And also for the virtual environment, we'll be targeting to use VENV. So this indicates the virtual environment. So it creates isolated environments within our Python. And we will be having another package called Poetry. So this Poetry is a dependency management tool, and where it will be useful for the version controlling, dependency resolutions and all. And we'll be having for Anaconda, we will be using Conda. Conda is the package manager for Anaconda. So this is primarily useful for AI and data science. Okay. So mostly in this R programming, we are making use of the PIP for our full stack. Okay. And so these are package management tools. Next one is the web frameworks. What are the web frameworks? Okay, so web frameworks will be coming with the Django. So this is very popular Python framework where it will be having the features like ORM, admin panel, authentication, security, middleware, and we can make use of many applications like even the Instagram is based on this Django only. And this Django is suitable for any full stack development and making the enterprise web applications, e-commerce applications, content management systems and all. Right. So this is web framework when we are also covering this web framework in our this one. So just like inside your backend development, the Django is used for the project structure and how it will be look like and models. And we will be using some templates, forms, form validations, authentications. All these things will be taken care within the backend development with Django. Right. And also we do have to develop some APIs based on the Django. So we'll be covering that REST API implementation, right? So what is REST APIs? So any data from the database will be fetching from the database to a front-end application by using an API. So these APIs are definitely, we'll be calling it as REST APIs. So REST APIs, to develop those REST APIs, what is REST API and how do we make use, that will be detailedly, we will be discussing inside our programming. Don't worry about it. So for that REST API development, we'll be making use of the Django REST framework to build the CRUD APIs, and we will be seeing some authentication examples as well, and we will be making use of some Swagger documentation about it. So for that web framework, we will be targeting the Django. And what are all the other web frameworks we'll be having is like Flask. So this is a lightweight micro framework and where we'll be making use of the simple architecture where it will be useful for the simple REST APIs and all. So typically this Flask will be useful for the microservices application architecture and we will be making use of it. And even also we can also target like how to make use of the Flask for the microservice applications, right? Microservices application. And we will be having the fast API. So this is the modern asynchronous framework and it will be having the higher performance and it defaultly it will be giving you the Swagger documentation and for making use of your REST applications, AI applications, microservices, we can target this one. So in this, we will be making use of this Django along with some of the REST implementations by using the fast API. And also we will be having other web frameworks like Pyramid and Tornado and Tornado. So Pyramid, this one is the flexible framework for enterprise applications and Tornado for the asynchronous framework. Okay, so Tornado mostly we will be using for the chat applications, real-time systems and all. Okay. And after that, like we need to have to make use of the ORM, ORM frameworks. So inside the ORM frameworks, we'll be making use of SQL, Alchemy. So this is popular ORM framework. And in our implementations, we'll be making use of the Django ORM. So in our implementation, we'll be using Django ORM. So this is built in ORM with the Django. So we'll be making use of this. So we are preferring to use this one in our course curriculum. And next for the testing frameworks. So what is this testing frameworks we'll be targeting is like PyTest. So this is a Pi industry standard testing framework where it will be using it. And for unit tests will be there. So this is also built-in testing framework. And most of the people will be using Selenium. So Selenium can also, but this is a browser automation framework where it will be for the user UI testing and a robot framework. So this is also for the automation testing framework where it will be targeting for here. Okay, so these are all the testing frameworks available with the Python. So you got it. What are package management tools, web frameworks, ORM frameworks, and testing frameworks? What we are targeting here? You got it? Are you able to understand? Are you with me? Could you please acknowledge? Everyone, please to acknowledge. I'm getting only one or two responses. How about others? Yes. Okay. And when you are targeting more like data science and all, so we will be talking about those also. So data science libraries. I just give you the brief, like what we'll be making use of the data science. So for the data science and all, we will be making use of the NumPy. And this is for the numerical computations. NumPy will be used for the numerical computations and pandas. So this pandas is a dynamic analysis library. So it is used for the data cleaning and data transformation. And for the data visualization, we can make use of the matplotlib. So this is for the data visualizations like applications with charts and graphs. We'll be making use of the matplotlib. And we will be having a Seaborn as well. Seaborn. So this is for the advanced visualization. We'll be making use of it. And SciPy. So SciPy is the scientific computing, so which is for mathematical calculations. So in with Python, we will be making use of all these other packages. So where it will be user for different this one. So which is for the data science, it will be user for this one. And we do have for another things like machine learning as well. So machine learning, we will be having other like Scikit-learn. So this is for traditional machine learning, and or popularly we'll be using TensorFlow. So this TensorFlow, you know it. So this is the Google framework, which is mostly useful for the deep learning and neural networks, and uh, and for making use of this TensorFlow on this one, we'll be using Keras. So Keras is a high-level API on TensorFlow. And when it comes to the machine learning, the traditional one we'll be using is a PyTorch. So this is PyTorch is a framework from Facebook. So this is for applications like research and generative Gen AI. We'll be using this PyTorch. Okay. And when it comes to AI and LLM frameworks, you know about it, LLM. What is LLM? Large language model, where we'll be making use of it. And with Python, we will be making use of LangChain. So this is for the framework for the AI applications, which is used for the chatbots, RAG applications, AI agents, and all. And for multiple agent workflows and all, we will be using LangGraph. So LangGraph is for multi-agent systems we can build if you want to make use of it. We'll be making use of it. And we'll be having a haystack. and Llama, Llama index, and semantic kernel. Okay, all these are popularly used with Python for AI and LLM frameworks, where we'll be making use of it. And also, we'll be having some vector databases, automation frameworks, and API frameworks. We'll be making use of it. And for the API frameworks, as I have already mentioned, like we'll be making use of the Fast API and Flask RESTable and all. And mostly, so API frameworks. I will just mention like Fast API. In this, we'll be having Flask also, Flask, RESTful, and Django REST framework. Okay. And for messaging applications like task queue frameworks and message brokers, we'll be using some of the message framework. For message frameworks, we'll be using Celery and RabbitMQ. Hope you heard of all this outside, like what we'll be making use of it. So Celery for the task queue frameworks and RabbitMQ for the message broking. So event-driven applications uses mostly RabbitMQ. And there is another one called for the streaming. This is very familiar and popular. We'll be making use for the streaming applications. So this is Kafka. So mostly we'll be making use of in the microservice applications for the streaming platforms. Okay, and like that, like we will be using this one and deployment tools. When we are developing, we need to have to take care of the deployment also. So what are the deployment tools available? So which is like gun gun Gunicorn. It's not gun, it's Gunicorn. So this is a Python WSGI server, which is used with Django and Flask, and we'll be having UVCon. UVCon for ASGI server. This is used with Fast API and NG NGINX for the reverse proxy. We'll be making use of it. And we do familiarly use the Docker for containerization and Kubernetes for the orchestration. We will be making use of it. And for cloud frameworks, we'll be having Boto 3. And Boto 3 is the AWS SDK for Python. So this is from AWS. And for Azure, we'll be using Microsoft SDK, Azure SDK. And Google one, we'll be using Google Cloud SDK. Okay, so these are all the things it will be there. And from last 1 year, we do have a lot of AI tools available like ChatGPT, Claude AI, Gemini, GitHub Copilot, Cursor AI, Windsurf AI, Notebook LM, Perplexity. Lot of AI tools has been implemented. So these are all mostly based on the Python only. So this is how it will be making use of it. Right. So this is just a brief idea about the Python frameworks and tools, what we'll be using. So in our program, we'll be using a few, and I'm just preferring to make use of those things inside our program. And when it comes to the roadmap of a training program, so first if we complete this backend development, I mean learning the backend development and all, so we will be targeting the front-end development with React.js. So for that, we need a basic understanding about what is a web pages and what is a style and how we will be making use of it and what is a simple JavaScript and how do we manipulate the HTML pages using the JavaScript. And we will be making use of the TypeScript, which is advanced JavaScript, which is adding strong typing to the JavaScript, it will become TypeScript. And that is also a target to implement the web fundamentals. Okay. So that we are learning in our front-end development. So, and then we will be targeting to develop the front-end application using the React, where the React is very popular nowadays and where it was from Facebook, and we are making use of it, which is light in weight and will be like it is cross-application supportive and it is very light in weight and it is very easy to learn. So we are targeting React development for the front end. And some of the node, I mean, backend services, we can make use of the Node.js as well. So we do learn some basic Node.js with some of the Node.js frameworks like Express and all. And how do we create some REST APIs and all, we can make use of it. And also we do target some AI integration tools for our development, so which is for making use of some, using some LLM frameworks, AI agents and all. So that is also we'll be including in our curriculum. And also we'll be making use of some deployment applications. Like for that, we will be targeting to learn about the GitHub, Postman, Visual Studio Code, Docker, all these things. Okay. So and what is the target we'll be making use of it if we learn everything? So we will be able to develop real-time projects like e-commerce, learning management systems, any chatbot application, employee management system, all these things. Okay. So from career IT, we can make, target some resume preparation and all those things. We will be having a HR team as well, so that they will support you for further other industry uh, job oriented support. So that is also we can provide. Okay. So what we are targeting here, like in detail, this is completely a 3 to 4 months of the curriculum, wherein which we will be targeting to make use of the Python core first, and then we will be making use of some backend with Django. And then we'll be targeting the front-end applications, like how do we make use of the front-end application by using React.js and what are all the topics of the React.js. To learn the React.js, we need some basic understanding of the HTML, CSS, JavaScript and all. That is also we can see. And also a bit programming about the backend with Node.js and Express and the AI integration. So web technologies and fundamentals we are targeting here to make use of HTML, for the web front-end fundamentals, we'll be targeting HTML, CSS, JavaScript, DOM, and Bootstrap, TypeScript, data formats, and all. Right. So all these technologies we are targeting to complete in a Python full stack course in the span of next 3 months. So we are targeting for the next 3 months, but we do if any enhancements, any other topics requested from you, it may go beyond of 4 months as well. Okay, so that is the minimum period, like how we will be making use of our course. So these are all the course contents, like what we do cover mostly at in a overview level, and we can make use of it. So that is how here. So take a deep look of this, what we have mentioned over here, and let me know if you have any questions in this. You got this slide, you are able to understand what we are going to develop. Are you able to understand this one? What I'm trying to show here? Could you please acknowledge? Am I audible to everyone? Yes, right. Okay. Could you please acknowledge now? You are able to get it right? What we are going to learn? Okay. So don't worry about these concepts and all. So this will be very simple. So daily 1 hour training program will be there, and we will be targeting to complete that, and it will be very easy. So these are all the important tools what we are making use of it, and I'll so first of all, we do have to, make use of this development tools. So whatever I have mentioned over there in, you know, the notepad, like I'm just giving you over here. So this is just a, just a simple, image created. So if you can see the development environments, we are targeting the Visual Studio Code. And for the package management, we'll be using PIP. And for the web frameworks, we'll be making use of the Django. And for making the API applications, we'll be using Fast API. And so Django, Fast API, these are all popular from frameworks. It will be like this. So this is for, and ORM, we'll be using Django ORM, and testing frameworks will be using PyTest. And we are not targeting data science, so we are not targeting machine learning here. Only we are targeting about the full stack development with Python, and we are making use of how it will be useful furtherly and all. So, and also a bit of AI. So, how do we make use of this AI and how to build some simple AI application within our applications that will be covered. And also, along with that, so if needed, if you are interested to go furtherly to implement any message broking applications with any other LabAtomic and all, we do support for that. And also we do have to take care of the code management by using your GitHub and all. And how do we deploy the application, the deployment tools, what are all the available, all those things, it will be there. So if you can see, the deployment tools are available over here, and along with some basic understanding about the cloud frameworks also we'll be using. And what are all the latest AI tools we about it, like we can also make use of some prompt engineering with that AI, and also we can make use of the coding more simpler than ever. But the thing is, like, if you learn, if you learn everything and if you can make use of any AI, it will be a meaningful thing to understand and you can do the code. But if you are not knowing anything and if you directly go to the any AI and if you're asking for the code, it will be a kind of a senseless, and whatever it gives you need to have to accept. So what I'm suggesting you to, you have to control that, not you go into the control of it. Right. You understood, right? So what I'm saying, so learn the basics, learn the, whatever the concepts we will be discussing, and then you will be able to get it more easily. Right. Then you can able to understand what the AI is giving for you. Right. So this is a complete picture about this one. And right. So this is all about the Python tools and all. So coming to myself, I'm Mohan Krishna. So I'm having 20 plus years of experience, and I do handle other training programs like not only Python with other Java frameworks. Java related, .NET related, and other AI related and front end related. All the training programs will be there. So particularly when coming to your course and this one, so I'll be giving you the entire, I'll be the course trainer for entire your for Python full stack, which is with the development of AI. So this is the course curriculum, how we'll be defining. Okay. So any questions in your mind, like any questions, any doubts, if you are having before starting our course, like you can clarify all those things, because I just want your full clarity of what you are going to do and what you are going to learn. Okay. So that is what my overview. So which is like what you want to learn here is like a full stack application development. What do you mean by application development here? We are targeting web application development, right? So in web applications, what is the important thing we'll be making use of? So we'll be making use of web browser, and we will be making use of the web browser to display the web application within the web pages. What is this web page? What is a web browser? And where we'll be storing everything? So within, we need a web server, right? And what is this server? And in this full stack, we will be making use of the front end and back end. And then we'll be targeting to deployment, right? So this is how we need to have to understand the concepts of everything, which is we'll be targeting to, use everything like this. So when it comes to the development, like we will be basically starting with some basic concepts of the programming language, and then we will be targeting for the front-end languages, and then we will be understanding about the database, and we will combinedly do everything within a full stack development. Okay, so that is how the target will be. No, in this course we are targeting about. So these are all the inside of the course. So any questions over here? I'll hold for your questions and let me know. Any questions, any doubts, or any clarifications required regarding the course? The daily session will be 1 hour, and recordings and any material will be provided to you. Okay, and regularly we do follow some assignments. We do give some assignments, and you need to have to complete that, and you need to have to submit within a drive locations will be shared, and you need to have to submit your assignments in time. Any questions? Any doubts? You can turn on your mics as well. So I think you can talk to me for if you have any questions, and one by one you can ask me, or if you have any questions regarding the course and all, I'll guide you. Because before starting with our course, you need to have to clarify what we are going to develop and all. So I just require everyone's attention and interaction while the training program, because it is for your benefit. If you are not interacting with me and if you are not following regularly, then that is of no use, right? So you need to have to get into the interaction with me. Whenever there is a question or whenever there is a doubt, you need to have to raise your hand. I'll repeat that. And then if you are not able to understand with one example, I'll provide you another examples kind of thing. But for that, you need to have to interact with me. You just raise your hand, or you send me a message or the chat window, and I know address your question and address your doubt, and I'll clarify it. Okay. And apart from the English, like if you have any further language request also, you can let me know. Like any regional language, if you are if you are needing it, I will converse in both or any other languages. If you are, I just give you that insight as well. I'll talk in multiple languages based upon your comfortability. Okay, so got it. So what we are going to do and all, please to acknowledge everyone. And I just want your information, like what is your background? So you just mentioned like you're a fresher or you're an experienced, and just type it over the chat window. Name is not required because a name it will be there from your participants list. So you can mention like what is your background, like you're BTech graduate or fresher, BTech graduate fresher or BTech graduate experienced, and if you experience it, in which technology you are working currently. Okay. So please to type your responses of the chat window. I'll be waiting for your responses. Okay. Graduate fresher. Good. How about others? Okay. You're working on SQL domain. So you want to develop the full stack, full stack application. Okay. So you're currently graduating. Not a problem. This is the very best time to learn. Once you learn now and you do good practice, because now in a competitive market, this is very much important. If you learn the things now and if you come out with a good skill, like you will be placed in a very good industry. And yeah, okay. This is very basic. Okay. You're starting your bachelor degree in August and you're trying to learn. Yeah, this is very good for you. Even in your bachelor's degree, these basics will be covered. So that will be very good understanding. If you learn here and if you implement that, it will be good thing. Okay. How about others? I think I need, okay. Okay. I think I got all the responses. So hope you got the clarity what we are going to learn. Yes, no? Any questions in mind? If you don't have any questions, please type no. No questions. No questions. Okay. Okay. So in that case, can we wrap this demo here, and we'll start the classes from the timings will be shared to you from the Monday onwards, and hopefully, you just give your comfortability timings, and that will be like your availability, my availability meets the innovation. So you just provide your timing and like we'll be targeting to start by 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning. So so that's it from my end regarding the demo. So hopefully I have given you entire overview of it, but in detail we'll be discussing everything in detail with more examples and while on the coding. So thank you guys. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and look forward to you know give you more insights about the training and more detailed about the concepts about the training. Okay. Thank you. See you in the training. Have a nice day.